Hello and welcome to another edition of QB1 with quarterback guru Crissy Froyd, and she's here to talk about SMU signal caller Tanner Mordecai. Crissy, where does Tanner rank among the G5 quarterbacks heading into 2022?
I have him in the top five. He's certainly not my number one, but he's in the mix in there. And I think that he's shown a lot of really good things at SMU. There are some things I'd like to see him do a little bit differently, especially when it comes to throwing with more touch. I feel like a lot of his throws look like fastballs, but he's a guy that does have a certain level of mobility and I think brings a lot to the table as a quarterback. And if he can just develop some of those things as far as throwing the ball goes, putting the right amount of zip on certain passes, right amount of touch on certain passes, I think that he can be something really, really special.
Like, what did he show last season in his performance, and where does he kind of still need to grow heading into the new season?
Yeah, I think he showed that he can be a quarterback who is accurate and who can run this offense extremely efficiently. I mean, he posted some sky high numbers, which is typical of these offenses that have run and shoot and air raid elements. But at the same time, we must acknowledge that when an offense is based on passing the ball this heavy, to produce those numbers, you have to first and foremost be a good passer. And I think that that's something that people get caught up in so often is, oh, this quarterback has all these numbers, but he plays in a quarterback happy offense. Well, I mean, I don't think quarterback happy offense necessarily exists. I mean, I think that you have to be a really good quarterback to succeed in an offense like that. And that if not, you get exposed. And I think we've seen several quarterbacks do that. So I think that's a testament to his ability to throw the ball. And like I said, I think that he has a lot more mobility that I think people are looking at and talking about. I think that that helps him a lot. And I think that if he can just fine tune some of those things as a passer, like I said earlier about the throwing with touch, that kind of thing, that he's someone who could already be a big riser and could become even more so. I mean, he's already gotten a lot of attention. That's for a reason.
And you kind of explained where I was kind of going, because all college quarterbacks, the goal is to get to the NFL and get their value higher, get an early round pick. Can he do enough to be an early round pick? Can he be a first round pick? Like, how much ground does he need to make up, from where he's at right now? Is he even a draft ready kind of quarterback at this point?
Yeah, I think he's certainly a draftable quarterback, and I think he's kind of all over the place in projections. He does fall into that dark horse category, but then again, I mean, outside of like the Grayson McCalls or so of the G5, almost every G5 quarterback falls into that dark horse category because they have the stigmas working against them, and that's the smaller school stigma most of the time in that case, because they have this perception that they don't play high level of competition. And also there's going to be a stigma around, like I said, the people who feed into that narrative of the run and shoot and air raid element types of things. So I think that he has some things working against him, but I think that he's also flashed enough to the point to where if he can fix some of those things as a passer, that he can be a big riser. And I think really could at least be a mid-round prospect. We always see somebody every year that is one of those dark horses that ends up in the first round. So I'm not saying that it will be him, but I'm not saying that it's totally out of the picture either.
What is the overall outlook for him and SMU in 2022?
I think it's good. I think that he's looked really good this fall, and I think there's a lot of optimism surrounding the season. I think they've got a lot of good pieces in place there. Like I said, I think that offense that they have runs really efficiently, and it's really hard to stop. And I think without just the diverse amount of things that he brings to the table as a quarterback, that things can really flow for them. And there's a reason why some of the SMU games, there was one that got moved onto ESPN. It's because people want to watch that, and I think it's going to be exciting to see what the Mustangs do.
Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more QB1.